What? Welcome, guys, back again with the main podcast. This is the third episode. Unfortunately, today we're missing Chase. He's a little bit busy. He out doing some other stuff. But we still have Fox. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about
Uh,
you, so?
I'm doing great. And today we got a new special guest. It's the Mac and Grac show. How you guys doing?
We're pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Well,
So
Mac and
energetic.
Yeah. Mac and Greg show, right? You guys want to tell a little bit about yourself, about your show?
Yeah, for
McCarthy,
sure.
you want me to get this? And then you get it, whatever.
I go
don't
for it.
get?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, it all started 5 years ago. Now, wait, MacArthur, do I have to do the, Mac and Grac universe version or the real version?
Go real version. We'll get into Mac and Grac universe later.
Okay, so, MacArthur and I are competitive swimmers who swim for the same team. We were just kind of chatting in the locker room after a long and hard practice.
Chad.
And yeah, we were just kind of bantering about nothing and everything. And I jokingly said to MacArthur, we should start a podcast. It would be entertaining. People would love it. And one of my friends, another one of our friends, his name's Milo. He's a very nice gentleman. He said, "You should. I would totally listen to that." And MacArthur and I did just that. We started a podcast. It's okay. It's pretty good. You can check us out on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. The Mac and Grac Show, spelled as it said, kind of.
Took
You
us a
never
while.
know.
It took us a while to get it started, though. We probably had the idea back in January, and we didn't really get up and running till this quarantine started. We had a few practice episodes, but they were horrible. So we just kind of started when the quarantine started because we had so much free time on our hands.
You heard him here, folks. Follow them on Instagram and Spotify. And was there one? Apple
Apple
Podcast.
Apple Podcast. So anyways, I still want to talk about this from the first podcast we did on their channel on Spotify, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys have astronauts in your basement. I want to know.
It's true. Everything
true.
everything you hear is true.
Yep,
So
100%.
just for context for your listeners, MacArthur and I do 2 different series, soon to be 3. We do adventures, we do thoughts, and we do interviews.
We don't
So-
do thoughts. We have thoughts.
We have thoughts. Yeah, we talk
That
about
doesn't sound any better.
Yeah.
We talk about our thoughts.
That sounds like a 40-year-old Karen convention.
Okay.
Um,
We have episodes where we just kind of what's on our minds.
Yeah, we talk about things like different pop cultures. We talk about, it's all sorts of things. But anyways, so on the adventures, we explore fictitious tangents in a place that we call the Mac and Grac universe. So in this universe, we have done many things. We have traveled to Mars. We've broken out of prison. And MacArthur has won a rap battle against a pirate. Did that sum it up? We also kidnapped astronauts.
Yeah, that basically summed it up.
Yeah.
Did you talk about us going to Mars?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that. I think so.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of we kind of had to kidnap the astronauts there. If we didn't, we'd get suspicious, seeing that there's 2 extra people in the NASA headquarters.
Well, yeah, they said we couldn't go because
Yeah, we removed 2 of them, all their stuff, uniforms, identification, all that, and then we were just basically them for a few days, right?
essentially that's exactly what happened.
And
And it's been a little bit risky, letting them go because they probably talk, and
Well,
we
they
probably end up,
talk.
yeah, and we'd end up in jail. So
Again,
we don't want to kill him either. That'd be kind of mean.
that would be
But yeah,
more deaths on our conscience.
they're just sitting in our basement. We have Smash Bros set up for them, so they can game all they want, but still chained. We have chains around their feet.
They said
that's
something about the controller having died, but I haven't been down there in the past 3
Yeah.
months. So
Me neither.
Wait, why do you
Also
guys
said
go
that
to
you need-
Mars? Oh, sorry.
why did we go to Mars?
Yeah.
Well,
We actually had a really good reason.
Yeah, well, you'll have to listen to which episode is it? 9? Is it 9?
1 sec.
I believe it was 8.
8 was a thoughts. I know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, it was either above it or under it. I know that one.
I'm pretty sure it was 9.
Yeah, you're right. It was 9.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll have the audience will have to listen to episode 9 for the full scoop because we don't want to take up the next hour talking about that. But we'll just give a brief summary. So MacArthur and I wanted to get a Guinness World Record. So we found a record that was called "Who Has Played Minecraft Furthest from Mojang Headquarters." Now, Mojang Headquarters is of course in Sweden, and we figured you can get pretty far from Sweden if you go to space. So we went to space. We went to Mars, in fact. We met a whole bunch of interesting aliens, some of which are currently in MacArthur's aquarium right now. And we nearly got arrested again, but it's all good. It's all good.
You know, a day's in work. You know, a life in work. You know, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
for sure.
You got to
So-
get the daily grind on, you know?
Yeah,
Rise and
the
grind
daily-
gamers.
Rise and grind gamers.
How
So,
do
go
you
ahead,
get
Mike.
arrested?
well, they generally show
Oh,
up
boy.
with their uniforms on and handcuffs.
Oh my
A
god.
warrant or arrest.
Well, sometimes they just start shooting, and then we have to, like, shoot back.
You know that meme? It's like that. I forget what that guy's name is, and he's like, "Anyways, I started blasting" or something like that.
So, anyways, then of course I.
Yeah, I forget who that dude is. He's very
Oh, it's
famous.
Danny DeVito.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. That's basically MacArthur and I. And anyways, we just started blasting.
So you guys also mentioned that you are competitive swimmers. What's like how many competitions and medals you've gotten? Like, come on, you're a bunch of chads. You always get gold, right? 100%.
Well,
Obviously.
of course.
Call me
I
a Kyle. Some call Grayson a Karen.
No, Chad's MacArthur. Chad's. It's good to be a Chad.
Chads, yeah.
No,
it's
but I'm
Chad.
just saying some call you a Karen.
Oh, I disagree.
Bro,
MacArthur, I totally disagree. I'd like to speak to your manager.
My manager, bro.
Well.
No.
That's interesting, folks. So, tell me, what inspired you guys to make the adventure series? I don't want to like be on this topic for so long. So, like, if you guys will just like skim through it.
Okay.
Basically, so nothing really inspired us. We just started recording the first podcast, and it kind of just went totally off rails, and it ended up being very fictional and adventure, basically.
Oh,
It was not
can't-
planned. I'll tell you
I can't
that.
remember what happened. Oh, okay. So yeah, I can explain it. So MacArthur and I
Yeah.
were talking about the first time that we met, just because we wanted to get like a good pilot episode in, so everyone could get to know us. And
But that didn't happen.
I just jokingly said that I was in prison, and then we just kind of went with it. So
Well, I think I said that I was coming to get Yo to prison.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's-
it just spiraled out of control from there. After that, we ended up fighting a zombie in a forest. It's a ghost stories story. It's a ghost story. It's a story about a ghost story. Anyways, you can check out episode 3 for that. Generally, we do even odd. Anyways, the
Sorry about
adventures. The adventures episodes are titled Adventures near the front of the episode, and then the thoughts are titled Thoughts. And we're kind of falling off with the adventures right now, but we're hoping to get back into it at some point.
Well, it's really interesting. I heard zombie in there, and I don't know about you guys, but my friend recently told me about The Walking Dead. I started watching it. I don't know what to think. I
You
honestly don't.
Yeah.
What,
I
what's your guys'
personally have
opinion?
never watched it. I've never watched it. What about you, Grayson?
Neither have I, but you know what I have done? I've played a Minecraft minigame focused around The Walking Dead.
I had no idea it existed. I'm not gonna lie, but that's on to my next topic. So you guys also mentioned Mojang. I've heard a lot about Minecraft. What's some other epic games you guys have played that you'd recommend?
So
Ooh.
we actually had a really good list going on our number 4, but we had to take that down due to bad audio quality. We talked a little bit about video games whenever we talked about different pop cultures, such as Elon Musk and pencils.
Oh,
And
yeah.
but personally, my top 4 would have to be Minecraft, of course. We got to get that up there. Then I'd have Destiny 2, which I'm
Destiny
trying to
2.
convince MacArthur to play with me, but so far it's been to no avail.
MacArthur, don't fall in it. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Don't think my computer's strong enough for it, because like I play it and that thing just gets hot, almost as hot as me.
Listen,
for all-
that's impossible.
Yeah. I was gonna say it is pretty impossible because for the listeners of the Mints podcast that don't know, MacArthur is of course the sexiest man alive. Well,
Wow.
not right now, but he's hoping to be one day. So
Fox is pretty sexy in my opinion. He
Oh, yeah.
Mexican, like he also mix. He's very culture. He very strong.
yeah.
Need some ab pics later, eh?
Oh, we can compare.
Oh yes. Working on my 19 pack right now.
19. Ooh,
I got abs poking up everywhere.
you'll get there one day, bud.
Hey, I got
One
an
day.
ab on my leg the other day. It's crazy.
Bro, dude, I got an ab on my like pinky toe. I don't know
MacArthur,
how it works.
what did we say about calling your cancerous tumors abs?
I said we're forgetting that discussion.
Okay, I just wanted to recap just so everyone could it could be out there, you know?
Okay, back to
Alright.
video games. Oh, my abs are not cancer.
Okay.
Grayson, you like Minecraft, Destiny 2?
Fortnite.
Or 2?
No, not Fortnite. I used to play a little bit, but I think it was always overhyped. Like, it wasn't a bad game. It was a fun game to play, but it was so overhyped, and it was just, I don't know. I think the seasons were kind of garbage. Like, the first season was nice, but I didn't like how they started changing the map and whatnot. Like, I guess to keep people interested, but it's kind of a garbage fad. PUBG's very good.
I love PUBG. Oh, do you hear that Canada won the championship for PUBG?
I didn't know that, but I find that very impressive.
Yeah, Vietnam, my country, ranked level 3rd, below
that's-
North Korea. I mean South
Yeah.
Korea. Sorry.
I was gonna say North Korea doesn't allow games with guns.
Well,
Are you
they
not wrong?
they
Yeah,
don't
just
play it,
know
but
it's
they
hard to
live
use
it.
the real ones. Yeah.
All right, so you fellers seem like some big brain individuals, so you must watch Rick and Morty. There's no way.
yeah. Absolutely.
All right, have you guys seen their new episode with the acid one?
No, I haven't. I haven't been able to tune into any of season 4 yet.
Oh, I want to spoil it, but I won't. I won't, man.
I appreciate it. Now, I've seen every episode up until then, but it hasn't been released on the Adult Swim 24-hour stream, and that's really the only way I consume that content. But every now and then, actually, whenever I'm editing our podcast, I'll just kind of jump on Adult Stream, and then I'll just put it on one ear and then the podcast in the other and just edit. Yeah.
That's nice. What about you, MacArthur?
I've never watched Rick and Morty. Like,
Can
I've
we
seen
kick him
clips
out
and
of the
stuff.
call?
There's no way. There's no way. Show this man Rick and
Same.
Morty right now.
I'm
I
sorry.
never watch it either.
What? Mike too? I'm blown away. We're the only
Wait.
big brain individuals here.
Fox and I are
Hey,
now running the podcast. Michael, MacArthur, get out of here.
Get out.
Right.
Here's the
Bams
door.
are gone.
How about music, guys? Sorry to turn the tables a little bit, but how about music? What are you guys into?
So go ahead, Mike. You need it.
Well, I'm into like hip music. You know, I'm kind of mainstream, honestly. One of the most popular pop star that I like is Post Malone.
I was about to ask if you were gonna get
Yeah.
yourself that Ariana Grande, but
Oh wait, this is one artist. It's like an Asian artist. Rich Brian, you guys know?
Oh, yeah. I've heard of
Filthy
him.
brain.
Listen to him.
Yeah, I love Rich
Yeah.
Brian. Because
Yeah,
I'm Asian,
he's
like there's a lot of racism around every country, and Rich Brian Company 88 Rising, they are promoting like against Asian racism, and like I feel like it's a time where you need to support people who are affected by Corona, and like Asian community. I stand for their promoting
100%
and
agree.
Like that.
oh, absolutely,
100%.
especially with the
Oh, yeah.
coronavirus right now. Like the racism against Asians has gone through the roof. Like it's surpassed that of Muslims and people from the Middle East.
Uh,
Yes, especially in America. Fox, Yeah. Anything you
Uh,
want to say?
So listen, I gotta say this right now. America, we have a really diverse and from many different countries. Okay, so we can't exactly control everyone, and you know, Corona we
Yeah.
didn't deal with well. I'll admit, it's not our strong suit. However, I believe we can move this down one way or another because the good folks of America don't believe in racism.
Good
Uh,
phone.
I don't.
Good folks.
I don't want to discredit your word, but like in Texas, there's a last report when like a bunch of people staff Asian people, and like one occasion, one Texas person stabbed a child for just being Asian, and I
Yeah.
feel that's a major like this
Gosh.
like it make me feel uncomfortable to be
Yeah.
like live in this world. Yeah. And
Yeah,
like
but
I agree with Fox, as in like that's like the 0.0000001%
that is not the
of
right
people.
number. That is not the right number, MacArthur.
It's still thousands of people, right? That's horrible.
I'd say millions. I'd say it's in the
What
like
do you-
10%. 10%. That's what I'd say.
I'm not condoning racism. I'm just saying, like, and it's not all of America's like that. We're not a bunch of
I know.
hillbilly,
I know,
racist, gunslinging boys.
Fox is like, I'm not condoning racism, but it's pretty cool if you know what I mean.
some
It's
people are
pretty
bad
cool.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people are bad people. We all have them, in
Yeah, for sure.
every place.
Except for Canada, yeah.
I don't know.
Canada
about
have
that.
too. I'm not joking.
Just
Okay.
like maple syrup and moose.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, but actually, like on a more serious note, racism in Canada is garbage. Like, there's so much of it in Canada as well. Like,
Yeah.
especially in Ontario, like in Toronto. Toronto is the most diverse city in the entire world. Like, just by the percentage of non, like there's so many different ethnicities, and there's a lot of hate going around in the world. And so, if you're listening to this and you're considering being a racist, do yourself a favor. Do everyone a favor, and don't. That was
Shut
my
the
PSA.
fuck up.
Wow,
Sorry,
this
he's-
man right
condoning
here,
racism.
he's condoning. Mike,
No.
I told you you're
No,
not
I'm
an
not-
intelligent
I'm
individual.
not-
You don't watch Rick and Morty. Get out. Here's the door.
That was inspiring.
Was.
Wow.
Maybe I think we should save that clip and maybe like put that quote on T-shirts and sell them.
Honestly,
Yep.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
I know.
I think the better quote to go with would have been, and then we started shooting. Or sorry,
No. Wait. This is Canada, okay? There's strict gun laws that we need to follow.
did you hear that they're pushing through more gun laws? Sorry, I didn't mean to go political, but they are pushing through more gun laws
Yeah.
during.
Speaking of political, is anyone a Trump dude, a Trump guy, or no?
Fox.
Yep.
Okay.
I am. Not
Okay.
gonna touch on that too much. We can talk about that after. I just,
Yeah,
you know,
Political is
I
always
don't-
a good debate to get into. Like,
Yeah,
it's really
Okay.
go ahead.
In our podcast, I feel like we often stay away from it, but I feel like we need to get comfortable talking about this topic because
yeah, for sure.
it's,
Like,
it's
really
good to discuss
entertaining.
about it. Yeah.
Okay, so we can talk about it now as long as Fox doesn't start saying stuff like killing Mexicans and what.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't say that.
Mexican.
I
I'm
know you're
Mexican.
Mexican. That's the joke. That's the joke. Yeah.
What?
No,
It's
never
illegal. Anyways,
mind.
it was a joke. It was.
Like, feel free
Anyways,
to speak out.
I feel comfortable talking about it. It's just honestly, I don't want our podcast to be like too political because people like already hear enough about that on the news and stuff. I just want them to sit down, enjoy some wacky entertainment, and all that.
Absolutely.
So, moving on from all that, have you guys seen any good movies, TV shows, or any sorts of media that somebody hasn't seen that you'd recommend?
I was gonna say A Few Good Men, but everyone's seen that. So
Wait. This have you seen Hassan?
I haven't.
Show, like
No, I
on
haven't.
Netflix, Hassan Minhaj or something. He do like this show about like talking about the world events and like things that bad for the world. You know, topic like that. Yeah, it's yeah.
I've never seen it, but it sounds interesting.
that sounds really cool.
It
But
does.
no, I haven't checked it out yet. I have an idea. I don't want to
Yeah.
derail the podcast, Fox. Your intricately laid out plan.
Oh, don't
But
worry about it.
yeah.
Free rails.
Okay, I have an idea.
Yeah.
So you know how we did that little open up game whenever we were on our show. By the way, we have another half of this show. It's on our podcast, so you'll have to check that out. But and then this is the second half for everyone that came over from our page to listen to this one.
Once again, Mac and Grac at Spotify,
Apple
Apple
Podcasts.
Apple Podcast, and Instagram. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can never remember the Apple one.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
it's fine.
Thank you.
It's hard to remember for those who aren't on it. There was a lot less laughter than I anticipated, and now I
No.
feel bad.
Yep.
Oh,
So my idea. I figured we should do a little improv segment like we do on the Mac and Grac show during the Adventures one.
that would
So
be a good idea.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell a little story. We're just gonna imagine that we all live in the same area, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll say Alberta because Alberta's a cool place to be. Well, not cool apparently. Apparently,
Oh,
it's
it's
hot
kind
there,
of boring, you know.
Oh, sure. But you got where do you live? Don't get too specific. But do you live like in
Edmonton,
Calgary?
What is your address, your postal code, your credit card information, and your social security number?
And by the way, where do you leave your key? Because we're looking to give you $1 trillion.
All right, I
There's
got
no
you.
reason for that. But
You
got
won a brand new Ford F-150, maybe?
Bro, maybe. I
Tech
definitely
support-
did.
tech support.
100%.
okay, so the way we're gonna do this, somebody come up with a scenario. We need a scenario.
Guys.
We all got drunk and then we started blasting.
What
Let's
kind
just-
of
let's just-
blasting?
With guns.
With a gun. No, we'll say what the situation is that we're all at a party and we got drunk. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna give it to Michael for a second, and then I'll do a little bit, then MacArthur will do a little bit, and then Fox will wrap it up. Okay?
Oh no,
He's
why
gonna
me?
rap.
Okay.
Oh,
No rapping. Like finish it up, MacArthur. It's a term. Like it's an never mind.
Listen, I'm not stupid.
Okay. I'm ready. On the Sunday afternoon, we're going out. We're having fun like a
Wait,
normal
hold up.
days.
Pause. Sorry, I need to interrupt. On a Sunday afternoon,
What? You guys don't go out on Sunday?
you don't go out on Sunday. It's Monday the next day.
Oh, that is
It's
true.
quarantine. We don't have school.
or
Okay,
anything, bro. Don't even think about it.
Okay. We're going out on Friday night. It's
There
boys'
we go.
night. Okay, we go out drinking.
The boys!
This house, party house, girls all over the place. One on the grass, laying down, looking dead. We get hammered. We have White Claws. We have Fireball. We have vodka. Any Russian over here?
It's amazing.
Where's the whiskey at? Where is it at?
It's
Also
in my
got
hand.
Bang. We got Bang energy drink.
Oh yeah, of course. This podcast is not in any way affiliated with. Yeah.
Oh, Bang's a cult.
anything,
Okay, keep going.
Okay, is it my turn, Michael? Is
Yeah.
that what we're
Yes,
doing?
yes.
Okay. So I'm just sitting here, bottle of whiskey in hand, totally. I'm just like I'm sitting on the grass, bottle of whiskey in my hand, mouth full of some sort of liquid. I'm not quite sure yet because I've been drinking so much. It's just like a whole cocktail at this point. And then I see MacArthur, and MacArthur is taking the pulse of the girl that Michael earlier noticed, looking kind of dead on the grass. And MacArthur, like, I'll keep going, but do you want to just say what you said?
Said, she's dead.
And then
Oh,
that's the
jeez.
end of the story. We left her dead there. No, I'm just kidding. So I called an ambulance, but of course my mouth is still full of some alcohol-y liquid. I'm just gonna go. Hold up, I've got water here. We're gonna imitate it. Dead. Yeah, that's what I said. And that got misinterpreted. So the cops actually took that as, come here and arrest me. And see, this isn't a good thing because MacArthur and I are known felons, and we aren't supposed to be drinking. So
After we've
MacArthur,
committed so many war crimes.
Yeah, well, the war crimes, of course, but also the like murders and kidnapping. Anyways, I'll let you get to what happened whenever they actually showed up.
All right, so sitting there. By now, I know that the girl to my left is completely dead. Like, there's no bringing her back. I've been trained in first aid. I know she's a goner. So I get out my pen, out my pad, and I decide, not my pad, like like a feminine product, like a notepad. I get out my notepad and I start to write a novel. I'm writing a novel about my life, about the things I've endured, about the girl next to me who died. For I think was it alcohol poisoning?
Yeah, that's what they ended up finding out, isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
spoiling things. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. So I'm sitting there writing my novel, and all of a sudden I hear sirens. They're really faint. We don't think that they're for us, but they slowly get louder until it's obvious that some police coming to our house. Look over at Grayson. He's completely intoxicated at this point. He doesn't know what's going on. He's rambling around like rapping Eminem or something. I don't even know. Oh, I'm actually somewhat sober. That's why I'm writing a novel. So the sirens are coming. They pull in the driveway. The cops get out and they ask for Grayson Black. I don't know how they knew. They must like tracked your phone number or something.
I honestly
That's-
think that, you know that tracker that I have on my ankle?
Yeah.
I think they can still find me with that thing.
Shoot. Isn't the point of that to stay in your house?
Um,
And, might have. Dude, I just thought of that. That might have been why we were arrested immediately. Because of the call, but because they saw that your tracker left the house.
oh, maybe that could have been it.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
remember much. I was totally.
so they're looking for Grayson. No one says anything because they're not snitches. 6'9", but they see this thing blinking on his ankle. Like this thing's flashing madly. Like it is angry to be outside of his house. They knew who they're looking for. They grab Grayson. They cuff him. They're about to shove him in the back of the police car. Everyone at the party stands up. We riding. There's 4 police officers. There's like 50 of us. Land a punch to one of the dude's head. That got me arrested. So now I'm in handcuffs. How many people did they arrest, Grayson?
I think they arrested like at least 20. At least 20.
Yeah, because we thought 50-4, pretty good odds. And then we realized they had guns, tasers, and other weapons that we didn't have.
Yeah, no.
So-
Michael MacArthur and I actually got arrested, if I'm right, but
Yeah.
Fox didn't, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Fox
You
was
wanna go on from here,
inside.
Fox?
Oh
Go
yeah,
on from here.
So, as you guys know, we're gonna have to go a bit to the beginning of the story. When we got there, I separated from them, right? I went out. They had a pull-out back, right? I met this guy named Jack, and apparently I got so hammered that I was like, "Bro, why are the goldfish walking?" I have no clue. Apparently, Jack told me about this later. Anyways, 20 minutes later, I blank out, come back, everyone's fighting. I have no clue what's happening. Then I'm like, I see my boys, in the back of the SWAT van, and I can only think one time. Metal Gear Solid taught me this. Let me take a box, put it over me, and I just snuck up on them, uncuffed their handcuffs, and we took the SWAT car, and we just like hijacked that, and we just started driving. I don't know what happened after that because I blanked out again. If you'd like to, go on from this, because I have no idea what happened.
Well, okay.
It was quite lit.
We got a little
Bumping
ways
6'9".
away, right? We got a little
Yeah, we-
ways away, and I actually started to sober up eventually. And by the time I think we were like an hour away. We would have had to been in like past Calgary by then. We would have had to been.
I was driving because I was the only one that was somewhat coherent.
Yeah, and anyways, I started to sober up, and then I realized that we, of course, had people chasing us, and by that I mean police. And so then what happened? I'm MacArthur. Do you wanna just?
Well, Yeah, obviously we had to ditch the cop car. We had to ditch the SWAT van because anyone can track that thing. That thing's massive, and it had like 10 computers in it that obviously were showing our location. So we ditched that thing in a pond. We just in there and then all hopped out as it almost went in. We knocked on some dude's door. We asked if we could use his bathroom. We all go in there. We all go in the bathroom at the same time. Devised a plan to get this dude's keys. And we realized the only way to do this is to harm the man.
I was feeling very guilty. Like, well, why do you come up
Word.
with that idea? I do not want to kill no one. But then, when we got out of
I know.
the bathroom, he gave us, can you guess it? pineapple pizza.
Pineapple.
Pineapple
right.
pizza.
That is
I
right.
was no longer feeling guilty. I was going to kill that man. Yeah, what happened after that? What do you?
Well, obviously,
Started
Fox-
blasting.
well, that's when we started blasting. But no, Fox pulls out his AK-47.
And I was like, yeehaw, I'm a cowboy, baby. And just from there, I have no idea what happened. I gotta admit.
Yeah, no, it was pretty. It was there was a lot of red everywhere, like just tinted in our vision, of course, but also all over the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the stove. I think the stove was unrelated though, because the guy seemed to be doing something or another over there. But
Sauteing
yeah.
mushrooms.
why were the mushrooms bleeding? But anyways, we took a look out the window. We realized that nobody had actually shown up, and that our ditching of the SWAT car and running for 5 miles from the place that we ditched seemed to work. So what we did was we just sat on the back porch of the house where we were not visible from the road. We called our good friend Braden, and he brought us a helicopter, and then we flew away to safety. The end.
He brought us some brews, so
That is true.
I
had some
didn't-
good beers.
And he
didn't-
also brought meat lovers pizza, because that's what sane people eat.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you don't eat meat lovers pizza, I don't think we can be friends no more. Let's be real.
Wait. You guys don't
Insane.
like vegetable pizza?
The vegetable pizza's all right, but only if it's got a ton of meat on it as well. I like it whenever it's got like peppers on it and maybe some.
Yeah,
onions.
it's got to have the right vegetables.
Like you can't just throw like a zucchini on it and call that a pizza.
You guys need to eat chow mein pizza. It's basically a pizza when you put chow mein on it instead of toppings.
This
Cool.
guy's weird. He's weird. Don't
That
trust.
actually sounds decent. That sounds decent.
No.
I can't even cap that sound. Like I wouldn't mind trying that. I've definitely
Yeah.
never had it, but
The
I mean,
chow
yeah.
mein is actually fried, so it's like crispy stick. Yeah,
that's it.
and like
Sounds
sauce on
amazing.
it, so good.
Okay, so how long do you guys normally run these shows?
40 minutes,
40 minutes. Okay, what are we at?
like
We're at,
32.
32, yeah.
Okay, so do you guys like normally have like a wrapping up ritual, or do you just kind of like cut it mid sentence? If so, I suggest cutting it mid MacArthur sentence. Because
Come on, Grayson. I'm the best talker here.
absolutely.
Just joking. No, can't speak for the life of me.
He's probably gonna cut me off. He does it every time. Not gonna
Well,
lie.
we do have a wrapping up session, but we are like
Wait.
30 minutes, so we have like 10 more minutes.
Okay.
So
Anything
Yeah.
else you guys want to chat about? Like, do you have any questions for us?
yeah, so you obviously very famous, right? You've been out of prison, you've been to Mars, Guinness World Record. You meet famous people, right? I heard
Absolutely.
you meet Snoop Dogg's, right?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
also met Kanye West. MacArthur actually stole his identity for a little bit. It was
Yeah. But I would probably label us as infamous.
infamous. Yeah,
Yeah, not famous because
we should change our.
we're well known. Yeah, we're well known, but not in a good way.
We should change our podcast name to the infamous Mac and Grac. Yeah.
Oh no, we'll keep it the Mac and Grac show, but under it, like for our names, we'll put the infamous Mac and Grac.
Ooh, that's a good one. We should actually do that.
So I
yeah.
have a question. So like, I heard you guys met the King Snitch, aka 6ix9ine. How was
we
that?
did.
Takashi.
He ate a lot of my food. Yeah.
Snitch Dan was hungry. Like that dude was eating.
He
Yeah.
been
He
in
got
jail.
Happy
Of
Jack,
course he
though.
hungry.
He's not in
Yeah.
jail. What?
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah.
jail.
This was.
What?
This was
He just got
beforehand.
out.
This was beforehand. It was before he was in jail. Yeah. He was in protective custody at the time, though. He wasn't in prison.
He was still doing illegal stuff, but getting away with it because he was rich.
Yeah.
100%. I understand. Mike, do you have any more questions for these fine gentlemen?
So, Snoop Dogg. Let's go back to Snoop Dogg, right? The king
sure.
of raps, but he was recently defeated.
What
He
do you
was
mean?
humiliated. He was beat to the ground by the greatest rapper now surfacing from the grave. Can you guys guess who it is?
Well, the
Clearly.
greatest rapper ever isn't dead. He's still alive. He's like 40.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Exactly. The man, the myth, the only person who dare to challenge the great Snoop Dogg. Tell me
Can I
about your
say?
skill. Give us something.
I'll tell you about how I devise my raps. So,
MacArthur, no. I'm getting us a beat, and you're gonna rap. That's what's gonna
obviously, okay, sure. I'll just talk while you do that. So obviously, Snoop Dogg's really into weed, right? He's a big weed guy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all I had to do was diss weed, and that dude was begging for mercy. That's all I had to do.
You also
I just-
gave him the tongue,
Insane.
though.
Yeah, I did, but it was some reverse psychology.
Snoop
Kinda
Dogg
had to
ended
do
up
it, too.
crying after the event. Can you tell
he
me
did.
how you feel after you defeated him?
To be honest, I felt kind of bad for the guy because he's one of the dudes I've looked up to for a long time, and like I had to beat him there. But if I had the choice, I would have rather became friends with him.
Yeah. But MacArthur, if you didn't beat him, we would have owed him so much money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I've got us a beat.
All right.
I'm just gonna turn up the
I'm
volume
ready.
and see if it will actually play. It's supposed to be playing. I just searched on YouTube for rap beats.
Can't hear it.
Yeah, neither can I because it's not playing. Hold up. Just let it load, I guess.
Okay.
You want me to do it?
Oh, it's still loading. Why is it still loading? Oh, we got a Kellogg's ad.
Did you
Everyone.
know your favorite Kellogg's cereals
No,
are
we shouldn't.
Wait,
We shouldn't.
wait.
You guys aren't
No,
sponsored.
not
Not
sponsored, not sponsor,
sponsored,
not sponsor,
Okay,
not
turn it up.
sponsor.
There we go.
Sponsored.
Oh,
Yeah,
Now,
hit me up.
I think I made this beat. What's this? It just came.
Shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Name is Big Mac. I have a big
Big
sack.
Yeah.
Gonna attack.
Uh-huh.
Dude, because I have a big rack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason is a cool guy. His breaststroke is so fast, it hit the sky. I do not want him to die.
Ooh.
Because in our podcast would cry.
Shit.
Podcast is amazing. Least favorite food is a raisin. Raisins are horrible. They're like grapes. It sat in the sun. Can't think. Alright, I'm done.
The sword.
and that was the man, the myth, the legend, the MacArthur. Check him out at the Mac and Grac show.
Insane.
Can I say I only spit fire?
Like,
Always.
love him or hate him, he is spitting straight facts. Like,
That was incredible.
Shoot, Mike is smoking. Mike took a lot of heat there.
Oh,
Oh, bro. He's dropping these bars even though, like,
Man.
it's just, oh my god, bro.
that was incredible. I'm very happy that you guys came on the show, show us your talents, and show us your podcast. It's a great idea. You guys want to say any last few words?
I'll just take this opportunity to plug all our stuff again. So you can check us out on Instagram at the Mac and Grac Show. You can check us out on Spotify at the Mac and Grac Show, and you can check us out on Apple Podcasts at the Mac and Grac Show. And if you want to check out our other episode, or like not our other episode, the episode that we did with these guys on the Mints podcast, it will be released on our podcast titled something featuring the Mints podcast, because we're not actually sure what we're naming them yet. The interview series, that is. So
Yeah.
You guys
gonna
can
figure
check
that out.
them in the link in bio. And welcome, and goodbye. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.
bye.
See ya.
Ciao.